Y&R Spoilers reveal the chaos at the lavish party held at the Newman mansion, which used to be a symbol of power and inviolability, tonight took on a strange atmosphere. A gloomy and chilling suspense that no one could name. Nikki, the main character of the party, although still smiling politely at each distinguished guest, there was a hint of unease in her eyes. Victor Newman, the most powerful man in Genoa, appeared calm on the outside, but only those who really knew him could recognize the tension hidden under that cover. For Victor, any unusual sign, even the smallest, could become a big question mark, especially when the name Aristotle Dumas appeared in recent rumors. None of the guests could have guessed that behind the perfection of every detail of the party, behind the splendor of the lights and music, were the secret preparations of an outsider. Aristotle Dumas, a name that never really belonged to the upper class of Genoa but carried with it an unpredictable mystery and danger, seemed to hold the key that could turn everything upside down in an instant. Tonight, no one in the Newman family knew that their lives were about to take a different turn, with a series of traps, dangers and secrets exposed. When the party entered its climax, while everyone was busy raising their glasses to toast Nikki, suddenly a large gift box was moved to the middle of the hall, on which was written simply, "For Nikki Newman, Aristotle Dumas." Silence enveloped the entire space. All eyes turned to the mysterious gift. Nikki hesitated, trying to hide her anxiety. She gently untied each ribbon, but in the hearts of all Newman family members, especially Victor, suspicion and tension were rising. Victor immediately signaled to the security guards. His cold eyes could not hide his determination to protect his wife at all costs. When the gift box was opened, it was not a dangerous object, nor a luxurious jewelry, nor a normal blessing. It was a small glowing screen, accompanied by a piece of paper with a mysterious message. Just the first of many exciting things to come. Be careful what you think you know about each other. The signature was Aristotle Dumas. The whole room fell silent, whispers spread quickly, and suspicious eyes were turned in all directions. No one understood the meaning of the message. But one thing was certain. From that moment on, the shadow of danger had fallen on the Newman house. Victor quickly ordered all entrances to be closed, and security increased. He ordered a thorough check of every guest, every waiter, every electronic device, but the more he checked, the more he got stuck. Aristotle Dumas did not appear, did not leave a trace, but it seemed that he could see through every action, read every thought of everyone. Nikki tried to stay calm, to act strong to support her loved ones, but in her mind, a series of doubts arose endlessly. Who among the guests was an accomplice of Dumas? Who was really trustworthy? Who was hiding some shocking secret? And why did Dumas target her family, when their previous connection seemed to be only fleeting and superficial? While Victor focused on precautions, inside the mansion, the atmosphere gradually became suffocating. Many members of the Newman family began to fear not only for themselves but also for the personal secrets they had thought would never be exposed. Nicholas Newman, the eldest son, became impatient and insecure. He searched through all his memories of Aristotle Dumas, but could not find any weakness or grudge big enough to explain this threat. Victoria, known as the Iron Lady, could not hide her anxiety, as the major projects of the Newman Group had recently been continuously leaked. Was Dumas behind all the trouble? Or was he simply a sick person who wanted to tease the Newman family's power? The atmosphere of the party quickly became tense. The congratulations faded, replaced by scrutinizing looks and worried whispers. Some guests used health as an excuse to leave early. But Victor did not allow anyone to pass through the villa gate when everything was still unclear. Those who remained began to discuss the possibility of an assassination, or some complicated revenge plan that was being activated step by step. Nikki, despite always being encouraged and protected by everyone, still felt isolated, worrying more about the safety of her husband and children than her own. As night fell, just when it seemed that everything had stopped at the level of a psychological blow, a loud explosion rang out from the direction of the mansion's garage. Immediately, Victor and the security guards rushed in, while those who remained in the house panicked. Some even fainted from fear. Victor realized that his favorite car had been completely destroyed, while a letter was stuck right in front of the garage window. First warning: do not try to find me. Ask yourself who is really the most dangerous enemy in this house. Once again, the signature of Aristotle Dumas appeared, cold and challenging. Victor could no longer keep calm. He immediately called the top security forces, informing the Genoa police of the emergency. Meanwhile, the situation inside the party became more chaotic. Some people began to accuse each other, claiming that an insider had helped Dumas carry out this plan. Nicholas is suspicious of Adam Newman. Victoria is distrustful of some of her newly hired close staff. Abby Newman is in tears, fearing for everyone's safety. The party that was supposed to celebrate Nikki turns into a stage for fear and helplessness. In the midst of the chaos, Aristotle Dumas is still nowhere to be seen, but his presence seems to pervade every corner of the mansion. His message is not just a threat, but also a sophisticated game of cat and mouse, making all the Newmans realize that they cannot rely on power or wealth to protect themselves from the dangers that come from the dark. Victor, who has overcome many storms, now feels helpless before an invisible, intelligent opponent who dares to challenge him right on his own territory. And then, in the middle of Victor's urgent meeting with his closest people, a video call suddenly appears on the big screen in the banquet hall. Aristotle Dumas, his face half covered by a silver mask, appeared. His voice rang out, slow but firm, "The Newmans. You have held on to power and secrets for too long. It is time for all the truth to be revealed, and you yourselves will pay for what you have done. I do not need to come forward, because your doubts and insecurities have begun to destroy everything from within. This is only the beginning. Prepare for the unforeseen." Each of Dumas's words was like a knife cutting deep into everyone's mind. Nikki trembled. Victor held her hand tightly to reassure her, but his eyes showed an unprecedented fear. The other members began to examine and question each other about personal secrets, past mistakes that they feared Dumas might know about. All the superficial consensus gradually broke down, giving way to suspicion, blame, and division. Aristotle Dumas not only attacked the Newman family with physical actions, but also silently spread fear, turning each relative into an opponent, each secret into a fire that burned all family ties. In the following days, Genoa City was constantly abuzz with the incident. Newspapers continuously updated information about the explosion, about the attacked party, about the speculation surrounding Aristotle Dumas' mysterious message. Many rival corporations secretly collected information, ready to jump in when the Newman family fell into crisis. The police seemed helpless when there was no clear trace of Dumas. Victor fell into a state of extreme alert. He personally interrogated each person in the family, ordered a check of all contact history and personal accounts of members and employees. But the more he checked, the more he felt stuck. Because Dumas was like an elusive shadow, always one step ahead. Nikki, from a strong woman, now became unusually weak. She was haunted by the question, what will happen next? Is anyone in this house really on Dumas's side? Doubt, fear, and loneliness crept into every corner of her soul. Nicholas and Victoria, instead of uniting, were even more at odds, as they feared becoming the next target. Adam, who had hurt the family many times, also felt isolated this time, and despite trying to prove his innocence, he still could not regain trust. And Aristotle Dumas, although he had never appeared in person, became the most haunted name in Genoa. Nikki's party, which was only meant to honor a strong woman, now turned into the beginning of a series of dark days whose end no one could predict. Everyone could only wait and prepare for the next attacks, as Aristotle Dumas seemed to aim not only for power or fame, but also to overthrow the seemingly unbreakable family foundation of the Newman family. Once again fell into chaos and gossip when the name Aristotle Dumas was no longer just a ghost appearing at a birthday party, but had truly become the center of public opinion. Contrary to initial speculation that everything would be wrapped up in a mysterious message sent to Nikki Newman at the party, Dumas proved that he was not an easy person to predict, nor the type of enemy who only liked to hide behind small tricks. When the citywide media began to leak information about a major press release that was about to be announced, all eyes immediately turned to the Newman house, which was already no shortage of crises and scandals. With his talent for manipulating the media, Dumas did not choose to appear quietly as before but decided to shake the whole city with an official statement. Just as the city was still in turmoil, newspaper editors and major and minor television channels received a draft of a press release with a shocking headline, "The era of secrets is over. The Newmans prepare to face the truth." Not only stopping at the threat, Dumas also revealed that he would reveal a series of evidence and truths about the mistakes, secret deals, and even illicit relationships that had been carefully hidden for many years of this family. The whole GC was boiling. Social media sites were on fire with hashtags related to Dumas. Nikki, Victor, and the entire Newman Enterprises group. At the Newman mansion, Victor was furious like never before. Having experienced countless evil schemes, he had never felt his power was threatened as seriously as now, especially when his opponent was not a seasoned businessman or a politician who directly confronted him, but an outsider who always played by his own rules. Victor ordered the legal and security teams to check all communication channels, searching for traces, but the more they investigated, the more they fell into a deadlock. Dumas did not leave any traces, only revealing himself through cold and somewhat mocking messages. The tense atmosphere made each member of the Newman family feel suffocated. Nikki, who was both the victim of intimidation and had to brace herself to be the spiritual support for the whole family, became confused. Victoria, as the successor, always tried to appear calm but was actually caught up in her own worries, especially when she knew that Newman's secret dealings in the past were not a simple matter if exposed. Nicholas constantly argued with his father, thinking that Victor should take the initiative to talk instead of trying to control everything the old way. At the same time, on the other side of the city, a sophisticated plot was also being planned by Adam Newman and Chelsea. If Dumas is truly a dangerous man with a clear target on the Newman family, Adam and Chelsea have the mentality of former family members, once pushed aside and always harboring deep hatred. Faced with Victor's increasing pressure and suspicion of those around him, Adam realizes that he has little chance to prove himself or achieve his dream position in the family. Chelsea, with her always simmering ambition, also wants to put Victor on the defensive, creating an opportunity for Adam to turn the tables. The two discuss a daring plan: create a fake scandal involving Aristotle Dumas. If they can fabricate a story that makes Victor believe that Dumas is shifting his target to Billy Abbott, Victor's arch-rival and a thorn in his side, then Victor will lose focus. Focus all his energy on protecting his reputation from Billy and forget about Adam and Chelsea's deeper plans. They began crafting messages, setting up fake accounts, and hiring people to drop them at the exact moment the party was interrupted. Messages with language and style identical to Dumas's were sent repeatedly on the phone, in emails, and even directly to Newman's press office. Some details were deliberately leaked to link Dumas to shady activities known only to those inside Newman. This conspiracy caused things to spiral out of control. As journalists began to dig deeper, they discovered irregularities in the evidence surrounding Dumas and Billy Abbott. Some astute reporters began to suspect that the Newman family, or someone within it, was deliberately manipulating information, creating a common enemy to avoid responsibility or cover up more serious incidents. The public opinion was rising, and theories about the three-way connection between Dumas, Billy, Newman became a hot topic of discussion in forums, bars, and closed meeting rooms in Genoa City. While Victor was busy dealing with the crisis, Kyle Abbott chose this moment to impress him with a grand gesture, with Claire's silent support. Clare, who knew that Victor always valued those who demonstrated loyalty and courage, planned to help Kyle carry out a big project, hoping to help him score absolute points in Victor's eyes. But with the news of Dumas in turmoil, Victor barely paid attention to anyone, even those who were trying to help him. The more Kyle tried, the more frustrated he felt by Victor's cold and suspicious wall, and Claire worried that this plan would backfire, making Victor even more suspicious and distant from Kyle. Nikki's birthday party eventually became the starting point for a series of unstable days. Instead of being an occasion for everyone to reunite, share and move forward, it turned into a tense drama in which everyone played a leading role, everyone had a motive, and everyone was afraid. Nikki was filled with self-blame, thinking that she was the source of all the trouble by being too subjective and inviting people who had a grudge against the family to the party. Nicholas and Victoria argued endlessly, debating whether to make public all the information about Dumas to confront him directly or continue to keep it quiet, waiting for a chance to counterattack. Chelsea and Adam, who initially only wanted to divert Victor's attention, are now caught in a spiral with no way out. Adam feels tormented as his plan spirals out of control, afraid that if the truth is exposed, not only will he not achieve his goal, but he may also lose the last trust of the remaining members of the Newman family. Chelsea is worried about their future, realizing the dangers of playing with secrets and intrigue in Victor's world, where every mistake is very costly. In the following days, Genoa City seems to be on alert. Newman Group faces the risk of falling stocks, major contracts are cancelled, Partners are suspicious, and even once loyal businesses are hesitant to make new investment decisions. Victor is increasingly irritable. He holds a series of closed meetings, constantly interrogating family members, constantly checking every little move of Adam, Kyle, Claire, and even those who seem unrelated. And Aristotle Dumas, is he really just a shadow being used in the game of power? Or will he, seeing his name mentioned everywhere, decide to really come out? Taking things to a new level, where not only the Newman family, but also Genoa City will have to bear the consequences for the secrets and lies that have been accumulated over the years? No one knows for sure what will happen next, but from the moment the Dumas press release spread throughout the city, no one in the Newman family can sleep peacefully. Every day that passes could be the day their secret is exposed, or worse, the day they themselves become the victim of another conspiracy. While outside, public opinion and old rivals are eagerly waiting for the Newman empire to collapse. The Newman mansion was suddenly more bustling than ever when Victoria Newman personally took the initiative to organize a grand party for her mother, Nikki, the woman who had always maintained the dignity and honor of the whole family throughout the turbulent years. This time Victoria wanted everything to be perfect. Not just a regular party but also a strong declaration of love, power and gratitude for the queen of the family. Victoria could not hide her nervousness when talking to Pietro, the newly emerged event manager, who was praised for his creativity, daring, and especially the ability to turn the wildest dreams into reality. Victoria put all her trust in Pietro, not only because of his reputation, but also because of the urge from a strange premonition that this person would bring something truly special, unrepeatable to Nikki. But while Victoria poured out her heart about the pressure to please her mother, Pietro, with his dashing demeanor and sparkling eyes, only smiled confidently. Behind that smile was a series of crazy ideas that had never been seen before. He had envisioned a grand party that was no less magnificent than any European royal event, from masked balls, fashion shows to visual art performances using modern lighting technology, all of which would leave anyone attending amazed and remembered for a lifetime. However, what no one knew, not even Victoria, Clare or Nikki, was that behind that elegant appearance and soaring imagination, Pietro was the card that Aristotle Dumas had planted. Selected not only for his talent but also for his detective, investigative skills and communication skills, Pietro was Dumas's strategic pawn to penetrate the deepest secrets of the Newman family. Pietro's mission was not only to organize the party but also to observe, collect information, find out the fatal weaknesses, record the hidden relationships, even install surveillance devices in unexpected places in order to serve Dumas's much larger plan later. Pietro began to quietly approach each key member of the Newman family. He spent a lot of time talking to Victoria, listening to her share about the pressure to maintain the empire, about the past wounds that the family had endured, about the countless expectations and disappointments. Pietro remembered every story, every small detail like gold. While pretending to be interested in the menu or the decoration colors, Pietro keenly observed the attitudes and eyes of each person, especially the trusted business partners and the characters who had caused controversy in previous deals. He created a friendly, sociable atmosphere, making it easy for everyone to open up, without anyone realizing that they were voluntarily giving Pietro valuable pieces for this giant game of power. However, Pietro's freedom did not last long, because Clare, a smart, sharp young girl, outstanding with exquisite aesthetic taste and the ability to see through other people's intentions, quickly realized his overenthusiasm. Clare did not object to the bold idea, but she understood the Newman family's identity. Luxury, class and elegance were always the core, and colorful, overly unconventional antics only overshadowed the true value.